Welcome to another edition of the Don't Argue. All thanks to our friends at Palmer Bet, of course, even rocking the hat. Double Palmer betting tonight. And
yeah,
the
doubled
bloke
up.
that fits the white T-shirt better than anyone in the NRL, and I'm talking about current players, past players, you name it, Kirk Gidley. How are you, Gids?
Yeah, good, Matty. Good. Have you recovered, mate, from the Bali trip? You refreshed, mate?
Mate, 29, 30 degrees, back to 1 in Melbourne when we landed.
Yuck.
That is yuck. But I don't know why we live over here, big fella. And we said it last week. Surely the boys at Palmerbet can set up an office over in Bali or Thailand or somewhere.
Well, we've got to do a live cross, mate, from Bali next year, or squeeze one in surely this year.
I can see you at Mississippi, mate, jumping off that
Yeah,
diving board, big
mate.
fella.
That looked good. That footage there you sent me through. That looked like a cracking scene.
Nah, hey, listen.
A few tunes.
How are you? How are you? Actually, Davey Warner was there, mate. Davey and Candace.
Yeah.
Sneaky Sound System played that night, and
Sneaky sound system. Happy days.
so in between, actually, they got a couple of weeks off, I think. So yeah, that was great to see. But how are you recovered, mate? Because your Newcastle Knights, big fella, they're in the 8. They're sitting 7th position. You're starting to really believe something special might be happening, Gids.
Yeah, Matty, there's a real buzz around town. There's no doubt about that. Obviously 5 on the bounce now for the Newcastle Knights. So I was proud of the way they fought back on the weekend. I did have some feelings of that game being a bit of a danger game. The Dolphins sitting below us on the table, playing that game in Perth. So yeah, I just thought that would be a potential bit of a danger game. But awesome to see them fight back from 10-0 down, I think it was the second half, and grind out a win. They've had some real grit and some determination to still get it done. So it certainly sets up, mate, for 3 home games in a row now. The Knights have got, and kicks off with the Dogs this weekend. It'll be a huge crowd this Sunday afternoon.
Gids, what was your take? Optus Stadium, a success?
Yeah, I mean, I watched it on TV. I watched the Knights and the Dolphins game, and then was it the Dragons and South? Was that it?
That was the other one. That was a double header,
mate. Yeah, cracking crowd. Looked like a great crowd there. Good atmosphere. Looked like a cracking day. It's a great stadium. So yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, it's as a player, you want to experience, the best venues in Australia to play at and around the world. So I think the players would have enjoyed playing there. As I say, it looked like either plenty of people travelled for the doubleheader or plenty of locals got out and supported the NRL. So great to see.
Yeah, Optus Stadium, the lighting there is just unbelievable, next level. And as we said last week, going to be a fast deck, and it certainly delivered and lived up to that name. Talking about living up to their name, the Panthers, mate, they were clinical against the Melbourne Storm. But the Storm, Big Pappy, returned in the second division last week, mate. So we're starting to get a little bit of momentum, and there's a bit of hype around the Pappenhausen returning.
You've got all the hype, mate.
I was trying to find in Bali. I was trying to find a Pappenhausen Storm top, mate, but I could not find one anywhere.
No, mate, it was great to see him back playing on the park and get through the game unscathed. So yeah, long time coming back, long recovery, bloody a lot of rehab involved in all that process, and some arduous training by himself, and great to see he's got there. So look forward to seeing him in first grade.
Mate, what about the Broncos? I've been banging on about them for a while now, Gids. I reckon they're a sensational team. They've got a real belief. This could be something special themselves, the season that they have had. They were really good to go up there and do what they've done to the Cowboys, mate, on their home deck. Not an easy thing to do.
No. Great. With those Queensland Derby games, they're always exciting games. Both teams are always up for them. It doesn't matter what teams in Queensland are playing. So great contest, and still going really well. The Broncos, I think they'll be where, as we spoke about, mate. The way their season unfortunately finished last year. So I think that'll be fresh in their mind. They want to power into the semis now.
And the Sharks got a really important victory because they've fallen away the last couple of weeks against the Rabbitohs. And the Rabbitohs really in danger territory now. They're sitting in 8th on the ladder.
Yeah, crazy how quickly and how tight the ladder is, what we've spoken about over the last few weeks. But yeah, they're in danger zone now. And the Eels are on the same points, and Cowboys are on the same points, sitting below. So yeah, it's really, really tight from 6th position right through to, 10th at the moment. So really tight. And yeah, in the danger zone, as you say, mate.
Well,
Big win for the Sharks, though.
Sharks sitting in 6th on 28. Knights are sitting in 7th on 27. Rabbitohs are sitting in 8 on 26. It's just percentage. And Eels are on 26 points. Also, Cowboys on 26 points. Manly on 25. The Roosters on 24. And then the Titans on 22 with the Dolphins. Now, Gids, back by popular demand, and the pundits have been wanting this all year. We kind of alluded to the fact last week that possibly the red marker pen might come out. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. I love it. Now, mate, we want to start getting you to put a line through a few of these teams.
Can't wait.
I reckon there's a few you can get rid of. That's only my thoughts, but
Yep.
at the bottom. And what are you thinking, Gids? Like, are you thinking the Dolphins and the Titans? I think they're the two that stand out that I think we could definitely put a line through this week. But are you gonna add anyone else in the mix?
Well, I can cross. I'm happy to cross out the bottom 5 teams, mate, at this stage. So West Tigers gone, Dragons gone, Bulldogs gone,
Yep.
Dolphins gone, and Titans gone.
Righto. So that is kaput. Absolutely kaput. So Bulldogs, Dragons, and Tigers, lay them as there. There's no possibility whatsoever. But the 13th and 14th place team, which is the Titans and the Dolphins, both on 22 points, Gids. You are running the red line through them, mate. That is.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to be ruthless with the first week of the red pen back, and you can throw the Roosters in there. Gone.
Oh, gee whiz! Big call.
Big call, but correct call.
Righto,
mate. So they're for and against is terrible. They're minus 100 points, and they're for and against, and they're. Yeah, I know they're on 24 points, which is just behind the Seagulls, but the comp's too tight above them. I just can't see them possibly getting there.
Geez, mate, I wouldn't be stepping out anywhere in Roosters territory, mate. They'll be gunning you down, big fella. They'll be
fussed about them.
I think so. There you go. Righto. Roosters gone, Titans gone, Dolphins, Bulldogs, Dragons, Tigers. Gids has ran the red line straight through. That is 6 in one go. Gids. Just woo back, mate.
That was great.
Weeks to go. I'll tell you what, I know there's one team that are never going to get the line through them, and that's your Newcastle Knights, I reckon. There's no chance. You are gonna. Hey, Gids, let's have a look, mate, and turn our attention to this weekend's round of matches. And it's going to be a belter once again. It all starts Thursday night. It's the Manly Seagulls taking on the informed Penrith Panthers. They are flying at the moment. 7:50 p.m., 4 Pines Park, head-to-head, the Seagulls, $8.70. The Panthers, $1.07, and why wouldn't they be? At the line, the Seagulls plus $19.5, $1.90. Panthers minus $19.5, $1.90. Key stats, all thanks to Palmerbet. For Manly, Matt Lodge is out with a knee injury, which is a huge blow. For the Panthers, centre Isaac Targo could be in line to make a return, so that would be big. Penrith have conceded just 242 points this season, 122 points less than the NRL's next best defensive outfit, which is the Warriors. That is an amazing statistic. Panthers have won their round 6 matchup 44-12, demolition job, and the Seagulls have not beaten Penrith since round 16, 2018. Gids, it all just points to the top of the table.
2018. That's a few years they haven't beat them for. Mate, that's an amazing stat in your defence. I mean, we always talk about the grand finals are won on the back of good defensive teams, and that's around, everyone being on the same page, trusting each other, trusting the process. That's where you want to be the strongest, is defensively, saving tries. It's great to be scoring tries, which they've got plenty of players that can do that, but they'll be super proud of their defensive effort for the year so far, and I want to continue that, mate, right through to grand final day. So I think it's another win for the Panthers, mate. This one,
you can't tip against them.
Nah, no way. So definitely on the Panthers head to head, mate. And this week I'm going to go an anytime try scorer in every game. I've jumped into the Palmbet app. I've dove deep into the list of odds, mate, for anytime try scorers. And for this game, I'm going to go Jason Saab.
Love it.
And I've tipped the Panthers to win, but Saab to score anytime.
Right. And you reckon high scoring Gids, they'll win easy?
I think so. I think it's a 13+ job, yeah.
Yep. Beautiful. Righto. Let's turn our attention to Friday night. It's the Sharks, who bounced back. Good victory last week, taking on the Titans Friday, 6 p.m. Shark Park. Head-to-head, the Sharks $1.41. Titans at $2.93. Sharks at the line, minus $8.5, Titans plus $8.5, $1.90. Key stats, all thanks to Palmer Bet. For the Sharks, gun winger Ronaldo Mulatalo could be back for the Sharks after being a late withdrawal last week. While for the Titans, big captain Tino, he's back from suspension. I love following him on Instagram too, the big man. He's a character. That is for sure. He's a great player too. Sharks have won 2 of their last 5 games, while the Titans have won only 1 of their last 5. Sharks have won their last 8 straight games against the Titans. In or back in form last week, the Sharks, can they continue it and back it up this week, kids?
Yeah, I don't know. They haven't been convincing. I mean, it was I guess, a comfortable win there on the weekend against South to get them back in the winner's circle. But yeah, been inconsistent over the last month or a bit over a month now. So still a bit of work to do, I think, for Fitzy and the Sharks boys. But I think it's a tough game, to be honest. I think, the Titans have still got a bit to play for if they want to try and push into the 8. They'll have to win every game. So I do think it's a bit of a danger game. And they haven't, for some of the performances I've looked at, Sharks at Shark Park, which is traditionally, been a pretty tough ground to travel to. But, they just haven't been convincing at home this year, I don't think. So I think both teams will be right up for the game. But I will stick with the Sharks, mate, head-to-head. And I'm going to go Jesse Ramian, anytime try scorer at $2.25.
You like it, the old anytime try scorers this round. I like it, kids. Right, let's move along. Friday night footy again, doubleheader, 8 p.m. at the Gabba. It'll be a nice, fast, dry deck there too. Broncos taking on the Eels, head-to-head. Bronx, $1.29. Eels, $3.64. At the line, the Broncos, minus $10.5, $1.90. Eels, plus $10.5, $1.90. Key stats, all thanks to Palmer Bet for the Bronx. They get skipper Adam Reynolds. He's racing the clock to be fit after missing last week for the Eels. They'll go in with the same 17 that beat the Dragons. Broncos are on a 5-game winning streak. I reckon they're going better than that even. I reckon they're going super. Broncos beat the Eels in their round 8 clash 26-16. Can they turn the table here, Gids, at the Gabba?
No, I think no. I'm still on the Broncos. Yeah, they're flying, mate, at the moment. They're obviously playing with plenty of joy and excitement, confident. Yep, that's an amazing feeling to have. Is that plenty of belief, mate, in the team? So yeah, got a great team named again this week. I know that's the Eels have got a bit of work to do, mate, to push into the semi-finals and into the 8. So a big game, but I still think Broncos, mate, get this one done head-to-head. And I'm going to throw a bit of an outsider. Payne Haas as anytime try scorer. Can picture the big fella going over. Just a little short ball under the sticks. $7.
$7?
Front row, $7.
Wowzers. I love it, mate.
Yep. The big fella. Just a little short ball under the post. Someone drifts out.
Love it, Gids. And do you reckon tight game, or what are you thinking? Blowout, or what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it can be a tight game. Just looking at the team listed here for Parramatta. I think it's a tight game.
And Parramatta, to be honest, they need to really start stringing a couple of good performances together because they're quickly running out of time otherwise. So, sure. It's going to be interesting, mate. Hey, listen, Saturday, 3 p.m., Rabbitohs taking on the Dragons at Barlow Park in Cairns, head-to-head. The Rabbits $1.11, Dragons at $6.70. The Rabbitohs at the line, minus $19.5, $1.90. Dragons plus $19.5, $1.90. That's all thanks to Palmer Bet. Key stats for the Rabbitohs. Tom Burgess out, of course, being suspended for 3 games, while Jay Arrow will also be doubtful with a back injury. For the Dragons, prop Francis Molo looks unlikely, while Moses Sula is in doubt with a calf injury. Dragons winger Michaeli Ravalawa has 18 tries in his 17 games this year. He's in good nick. Dragons won their round 15 clash 36-30, so close enough. And it's a year that could have been for the Dragons. They've lost 7 games by 6 points or less, so they've been around the mark.
Right. Yeah, but I've seen some of those performances where they have been in plenty of tight games, just haven't been able to get it done in the end. So yeah, it could be sitting much further up the table, which they'd be well aware of. I think it's a real danger game for the Bunnies. Again, just showed some inconsistencies over the last probably 6 weeks, I think.
Yep.
And obviously the period when Latrell was out also. I mean, he probably hasn't had the impact coming back into the team since his calf injury. And I think it's a real danger game for South.
A bit of value here, aren't they? The Dragons, mate. $6.70 head to head. That is good value. And the line plus 19.5.
Yes, yes. I've got my tips already mapped out here, but I think I'm going to switch last minute switch, mate. I think I think it can be a real danger game. I think the Dragons can be right up for this one. So
Gee,
I'm going to tip the Dragons, which will have to readjust my
that's all right.
pick the round at the end of this. But yeah, I'm going to go for an upset here. Dragons.
That's where the Palmer bet app is so good, mate.
Yeah,
We can do it really easily.
too easy.
$6.70 is going to really wind the value up for the Palmer bet followers. That is for sure.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
Tiger.
mate, I've got anytime try
Anytime try
scorer
scorer, yes.
Tyrell Sloan. I like him. He's good. He's quick. He's energetic. He's only a young fella, but I like the way he plays.
Right, mate. Beautiful. Tigers taking the Warriors Saturday, 5:30 p.m. at FMG Stadium in Waikato, Hamilton. Head-to-head, Tigers at $5.30. Warriors at $1.16. They are in great nick. At the line, the Tigers plus 15.5 $1.90. Warriors minus 15.5 $1.90. Key stats, all thanks to Palmer Bet. For the Tigers, big star forward Stefano Utokumano is back from concussion, which is a boost for the Tigers. And for the Warriors, their form fullbacks Charles Nickel-Clockstad is likely to miss the game after copping a head knock. Warriors have won 4 in a row, while the Tigers have lost 9 in a row. That is bad news for the poor old Tigers. The Warriors have won their last 5 games against the Tigers. Any boil over here, Gids?
Oh, mate, the Tigers. I watched that game there on Sunday afternoon, and they played well. I thought they'd almost done enough to get it done too. So
you're thinking
yeah,
danger game here,
mate.
Gids, or close?
No, I don't know if it's a danger game. I still think the Warriors deserve where they are on the table, and I think they've got enough talent to certainly get this one done pretty convincingly. So whether the Tigers take some belief from that game on the weekend, or whether it's damaged them psychologically because they've come so close on a number of occasions,
Could go both
and
ways.
just got done. It just depends on where their heads at. To be honest, I think it's a Warriors win head to head, and I've got Sean Johnson anytime try scorer.
Love the old anytime try scorer, mate. Righto, Roosters take on the Dolphins Saturday night, 7:35 at Allianz Stadium. Head to head, the Roosters. Well, you've put the line through them, Gids. Unbelievable for Roosters fans. Dolphins, they're at 3.29. Roosters at the line, minus 10.5 $1.90. Dolphins plus 10.5 $1.90. Key stats for the Roosters. Egan Butcher, I should say, due to return. But they do lose Nathan Brown to suspension. Dolphins likely to go in with the same 17. Dolphins won their round 1 matchup. Who could forget that game? 28-18 in round 1. Not much going to form in this one, but the Roosters won only 2 of their last 5 matches. Well, the Dolphins won 1 of their last 5 and 2 of their last 10. So they've really hit a bit of a wall in the back half of the season. The Dolphins, that is for sure, mate. What are you thinking, big fella?
Yeah, I remember that game, round 1. Everyone eyes on the Dolphins to see how they go against one of the big guns, and we all had most of us had the Roosters, mate, to be top 14. They
just haven't
fair to say
delivered.
they haven't really recovered, mate, since that first loss. So tough year for the Roosters, which
what are they lacking?
Red pen through.
What are they lacking, Gids, at the Roosters? What do you reckon?
Well, I think there's been some instability in the half. There's no doubt about that through the year, where they've had a number of guys play in the halves, play out or change positions, drop halves. So Sam Walker's been in and out of the team. So there's been some instability there, which hurts any team. Where there's a lack of continuity there. Certainly with that spine and belief. That's the thing that was. Well, they lost that from round 1, mate, where they got dusted by the new team, and I'm sure we're embarrassed about that first loss to kick the year off. And as I say, they just haven't delivered. So I think they'll get this one done. I do think the team listed by the Dolphins is a good one. They played well against the Knights last week, and would be disappointed to let the lead they had go. But I think Roosters head to head, and I'm going to go Victor Radley anytime try scorer, which is a bit over $7. Good odds there.
Love it, mate. You're getting some value with those anytime try scorers, mate, as well, which is sensational. Hey, Storm taking on the Canberra Raiders. They got absolutely pants last week. The Storm Sunday, 2 p.m. Amy Park. Head-to-head, Storm $1.28. Raiders at $3.72. Bit of value there for mine. At the line, the Storm minus $10.5, $1.90. Raiders plus $10.5, $1.90. Key stats, all thanks to Palmerbet for the Storm. Jerome Hughes, possibility to return after missing last week. While Ryan Pappenhausen made a successful return in the SC Falcons, but he's likely to play another week there. You would imagine, Gids, he'll just have another week running around there. For the Raiders, Sebastian Chris is out with a hamstring injury for the rest of the season. Winner of this game moves into fourth outright. Both teams on 30 points, with the Storm sitting fourth and the Raiders in fifth. Storm haven't beaten the Raiders at Amy Park since 2018. 372, the Raiders.
What was that?
Storm haven't beaten the Raiders at Amy Park since 2018.
That's great statistics from the Palmerbet boys, isn't it?
And they're still happy to put the 372 up, mate. What are they doing?
Yeah, that's brave, that.
It
Real
is
brave. Well, mate, some teams have just, when there's a good history there, some teams, they're aware of that. Obviously, there's not too many teams who have gone to Melbourne. What's that? Four seasons in a row and knocked them over down there. So
huge.
I reckon. Well, the media will certainly let them know during those press conferences during the week about that statistic, I'd say, and they'll probably take a fair bit of belief out of that. I still think, mate, Storm being dusted pretty embarrassingly there last week. They don't string too many poor performances back to back, so especially defensively. So I think they'll be on for this one, the Storm. And I have got Asafa Solomona as anytime try scorer. Oh, he's a bit short for a big fella. $3. He must have scored a few this year.
Isn't he a man?
He's a big unit.
He's a big boy, mate. Copped that big hit last week too from Luai. He's just a huge man. And I don't know, Gids. I know I keep banging on about it because I love Pappenhausen, but I just sense, I reckon he might just give him a little bit of a lift that maybe the Storm need in this kind of last 4 or 5 weeks. They all went out there to watch him return last week, the whole squad. I reckon he's a bit of a barometer for that side. And I just reckon, I reckon Craig Bellamy will be really using that in this back half of the season.
Oh, for sure, mate. And great to see, and the support that you're providing him for his first game back as a team. They know how hard he's probably worked and the amount of rehab and physio that he's had to go through. So, great support, and mate, it's a great boost for the Storm for him to be coming back into the team for 4 games out from the semi-finals. So he'll not just bring his brilliance and an amazing bloody talent and speed. But that's great momentum, great camaraderie for him to be coming back into, and I'm sure that his players will be feeding off that when he's back in the squad or back in the team list.
Final game of the round is the Knights and the Bulldogs, Sunday 4:05, McDonald Jones Stadium. It's going to be rocking, mate, because your Newcastle Knights, they are up and about, kids. You'll be there, shirt off, absolutely smacking in the pins, I reckon, this Sunday. Knights head-to-head, $1.22. Bulldogs, $4.30 at the line. Knights minus $12.5, $1.90. Bulldogs plus $12.5. $1.90. Key stats here for the Knights. Bradman Best, he's in doubt with a groin injury, while the Safidi brothers are both set to miss the match. So a little bit of injury concern for the Bulldogs. They'll go in unchanged at this stage. Knights won their round 18 clash 66-zip. That was amazing. Knights have won 5 in a row, Gids. What a turnaround. In round 19, the Knights were sitting in 14th in the ladder. Now they're sitting in 7th. So they've halved themselves, Gids. And if they can win on Sunday on the big stage, they're going to really go to cementing a top 8 spot.
Well, for sure, mate. That's how quickly that things can be turned around in the NRL, especially when the table's so tight. And I remember that game when Knights were playing Bulldogs down at Homebush, and mate, the coach was under pressure, the players were under pressure, and it was a real danger game, like real danger game. That was the last time they'd lost the week before. Yeah, and this is where that's what started their 5-game run against the Bulldogs when they won 66-0. I don't think anyone's seen it coming. I thought it was, I did think it was a danger game that would have derailed their season. Absolutely, being beaten by the Dogs down there. Anyway, they win 66-0, biggest Knights victory in the club's history, and they've now won 5 on the bounce. They come back home to maybe an absolutely packed stadium for this week, and an even bigger one for next week. The voice for mining round next week against South Sydney. But don't want to get too far ahead of myself, mate. But
Mate, don't put the mob
I can see six from six, mate. Here, and yep, there's Jacob Savidi will be missing with a strained hemi. Bradman Best will be missing with a bit of a groin issue. Anari Tawala comes in, which he's done really well. He just re-signed for another couple of years too. So Knights victory, mate. And I'm going to go Phoenix Crosland, one of my favourite players this year for the Newcastle Knights. It's filled into that hooker position. Jaden Brayley, yeah, really good. Playing tough, plenty of effort, line speed defensively, picking up scraps. So, yeah, really proud of him. He's done great. I think he's in for any time try scorer, $4.90.
Love it, Gids. Bit of value for the Palmer Bet followers right around. Now, listen, mate, your big Gids get on last week. None from 3, which was disappointing because you ran the mark. So, Broncos, you went 1-12. They won 20 plus. Panthers first try, Storm did. Storm last try to score. Panthers did. So everything was kind of reversed. If you had went the other way, Gids, it gets up, mate. So you weren't too far. And 6 out of 8. In the pick 8, which is really well done, I reckon. I reckon that's good this time of the year, mate, because there's been some unusual results, that is for sure. So the asset is coming back on, mate, and we heard there's a little bit of value that we've chucked in earlier. There's the $6.70 pop. Get on the Palmer Bet app, download it, get involved today. It's really simple to do, and we're going to just do this live and just put Gids as
live, mate. Look how easy. You can demonstrate how easy it is, mate. So my pick the round, mate. Pick the round for this week is Panthers to win, mate.
Right, Panthers. Yes.
Sharks to win.
Oh, no, I haven't got any odds up there on the Palmer Bet app for the Sharks.
Yeah, I think
that might be just a little favour. That's all right.
A little glitch.
They're about $1.60 or something, or $1.30 maybe, are they? I think from off the top of the head. We'll work that out. Yep.
Next Panthers, game. Sharks, Broncos.
Yes, $1.29.
Rabbitohs. Warriors.
Yeah, Warriors. Beautiful, mate.
Roosters.
Yep.
Storm.
Yep. Knights.
Hang on. What have I? Where's the game that I've? Oh no, I said South there. Bloody hell. That's the upset I wanted,
mate.
I was going for the Dragons.
Yeah, Dragons have even a little bit more value there too. So there's only the one game that we're missing, which is the Cronulla Sharks taking on the Gold Coast Titan, of course.
Yeah, so it should be Panthers, Sharks, Broncos, Dragons, Warriors, Roosters, Storm, Knights.
And the Sharks are $1.41, right? Eh? Let me just have a little look here, kids. That's going to get us. That is going to get us. Oh, that's going to get you about $29. $29 for our Palmer Bet followers, mate. If you win all the faves, Gids, honestly, there's not going to be.
It was $5. It was $5. It was a bit over $5. So yeah, mate, we have seen an upset most weeks, and I'm just thinking with this game, I think it's played. Is that one in Cairns? I think.
Yeah, it is. Yep. So ground, home ground advantage. Yeah. I love it, mate. Now listen, what about
the pressure's on the bunnies. The pressure's on the bunnies at the moment.
Of course it is. Now, what about the pressure on you, big fella? The Gids get on. What are we doing? Yep. Surely working around your little anytime try scorer this week.
Yeah, you got it. Anytime try scorers in the Warriors v Tigers game, mate. I'm going to go and I'm going to select Wateni Zalesniak. I'll get that out.
You've done very well.
Marcelo Montoya.
Yes.
And Stafford Toa.
Righto, mate. That's
all three anytime.
$8.
$8. That's not bad.
Mate. That's nice. So just to score, that is simple, mate. I love it. And I love your anytime try scorers you've chucked in this week too. There's a little bit of value there with a few as well.
Yeah, there is.
Which I think that the Palmer Bet boys will certainly like. That is for sure. And as we say, gamble responsibly, do it in a responsible manner, and always think about what you're really gambling with. You can download that Palmer Bet app. It is simple to get around and simple to navigate. That is for sure. But do it in a fun way, as we say. That's what it's all about. Hey, Gids. We are getting to the back end of the season, mate. You're up and about. I don't think, and be honest with me, before I let you go tonight, did you have your Knights? Have a look at how fit you are. Did you have your Knights sitting in 7th position? Be honest.
To start the year,
Yeah.
I definitely had them top 8 this year.
Good on you.
I did have them top 8. But mate, yeah, from to win
That's
5,
not just your heart. That's your, that's your head talking.
Mate, because of the caliber of players that they've got, they should have been striving for. That would have been a failure, mate, if we hadn't made top 8 with the squad that we've got. So for them to, finally be in the 8, but they've got to stay there. That's the important part. That's the challenge for all those teams that are from sort of 6th through to what we say 12th. You drop one game and you quickly shuffle the ladder around again. So it's important for all those teams to win. Unfortunately, they all can't. That's the reality.
You could be. The reality is, mate, you could be a Roosters follower, mate, and you've put the red pen straight through the Roosters tonight. Roosters gone, Titans, Dolphins gone.
Well,
Dragons, Bulldogs, Tigers. You have just gone whooshka.
Whooshka. And if you're a fan of probably any of those clubs, you'd probably be doing the same thing, realistically, especially with the for and against too.
Well, yeah, no, you're right, mate. Hey, sensational. Going to be a great round, that is for sure. All thanks to Palmer Bet, the Don't Argue Gids. You have a wonderful weekend, mate. Look forward to catching up next week.
Yeah, same to you, Matty. All the best, mate. Go and rest up from your Bali trip.
And not one Melbourne Storm left in Bali top over there, mate. It was the most popular top on the league straight, mate. Seriously, absolutely flying off the shelf, Gids, because as I said, the Pappenhausen's coming back in. He's going to fire them up, mate, and I'm expecting a really big kind of last 6 or 7 weeks. It's going to be sensational. We'll see you again next week, bud.
Yeah, for sure. All the best, everyone.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.